Joining me now, Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. Mr. Senator, always a pleasure to have you here with us. Rob Porter, the staff secretary inside the White House, has resigned. CNN has learned that these accusations of domestic abuse were known to key White House officials, including John Kelly, as early as last fall, yet they let Porter stick around. What's your reaction to that?
Well, they are allegations. They appear to be the truth. If they're not, I'll come back and apologize. If you want to serve the public, particularly as a member of a president's staff, I don't care who you are, even if you're a Rhodes Scholar, you can't beat the hell out of your spouse. It's wrong. And if it happened, and there are serious allegations, some honestly believe that it did happen, then Mr. Porter did the right thing.
Chief of Staff John Kelly, in his second statement, after saying he was a man of honor and integrity, said he was shocked by the information released about Rob Porter yesterday. Again, he had been told about some of this stuff last fall. He also says he stands by his previous comments on Rob Porter as a man of honor and integrity. What message does it send if the Chief of Staff is talking about the honor and integrity of someone accused of domestic abuse?
I think General Kelly has done an extraordinary job as Chief of Staff to President Trump. I think he's a good man, and sometimes good people make bad decisions. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It means they're human. I've got full confidence in General Kelly.
You're talking about General Kelly here. You're saying that he made a bad decision.
Yes, I mean, I have complete confidence in General Kelly, and just because he might, I emphasize might because of the allegations, just because he made a bad decision doesn't mean he's a bad person.
All right. Again, we've seen
human.
The pictures now. I understand. No, I understand what you're saying there. I do appreciate your candor always, Senator, and thank you for being so candid with us. Let's move on to the other news that you're facing right now, which is this big budget deal, right? Up to $500 billion in additional spending. Do you intend to be a yes vote on this?
I don't know yet.
What?
This will be, I do not know.
How do you not know? How do you not? What's going to make up your mind?
Allow me to explain. Well, number one, we got the bill in the middle of the night, so I'm still reading it. This will be one of the more difficult decisions I've had to make in terms of allocating scarce resources. And in some respects, I feel like I'm between the hammer and the anvil. On the one hand, a no vote would shut government down. A yes vote would allow us to end this budgeting by continuing resolution. A yes vote would provide about 80, 85, maybe $90 million, $1 billion rather, a year for our military. Every single senator knows, based on the classified information they've seen, that our military needs help. This bill would also provide about $90 billion of relief for the states, and one of which is my own, that have been ravaged by hurricanes and wildfires. Bad things happen to good people, and we help our fellow Americans. On the other hand, the Freedom Caucus in the House has a point. I mean, this is going to add to the deficit, and it is a natural fact that the federal government borrows $1 million a minute, not an hour, not a day, $1 million a minute to operate this place. $1.4 billion a day, a day. And taking care of our generation should not require robbing the next generation. We have a $20 trillion deficit.
And
so
it will go
it's going to be a difficult vote for me. And I feel like I'm having to choose between love and honor. You know, they're both important.
Love and honor. You can have it all, Senator. Let me just tell you that. In life in general, you can. But let me ask you about something you are proposing also. And we like the name of it, and I want to know what's behind it. The Stopping Improper Payments to Deceased Peoples Act. Stop government funding of dead people. What does this mean?
Senator Carper and I, Senator Warner, others have introduced this bill. I call it stop paying Dead People Act. We pay, as best we can tell, between $10 billion and $20 billion a year to dead people. And the checks are being cashed, obviously by fraud. In some states in America, you can vote if you're dead, but cashing checks is carrying a good joke too far. Here's the problem. The Social Security Administration keeps the death file. It's inaccurate in some respects, but it's the best we have. The problem is that the Social Security Administration will not share that file with its sister agencies throughout government. We're telling Social Security, do it. Do it and do it now. And then we're telling the agencies, now that you have the information, stop paying dead people. And while we're at it, we're telling the Social Security Administration to update your death file. The Social Security Administration lists 6.5 million people who are 112 years old or older. I think it's outdated.
Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, risking losing the dead people's vote, but a very interesting proposal and one worthy of discussion. It's always a pleasure to have you with us, sir.
Thanks, Tom.